Welcome back, YouTube, to another soccer/football prediction. It's your boy Freddy Da Silva. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you won't miss any of your future soccer predictions. All right. Today's prediction will be for Friday, April 4th. Happy Friday to everybody. I hope you guys have good plans for the weekend. This is going to be a 5-game slate for Friday. I have one game from La Liga, one game from Bundesliga, 3 games from Liga MX. So let's get into it. Like always, I'm gonna talk about the teams. I'll let you know if there's any injuries. I'll talk about the total, and then I'll give you my predictions. But first, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, baby. I did not hit 100% on my bets, unfortunately. My Barcelona hit though, for sure. You already know. You already know that I was gonna go ahead and put that. They won 1-0, but they still got the dub. So now we're gonna go against Real Madrid. So we beat them twice in a row. We can beat them again. Let's see who else did I put? I put Manchester City to win. I put Newcastle. Yeah, I put Newcastle. That's my favorite team now for the Premier League. I didn't have a favorite team for the Premier League, and this is my new team, so I'm excited. I ended up putting them. They hit. Who else? Liverpool hit. I think there was another one, but I can't remember it. Although Inter Miami screwed me over and Crystal Palace screwed me over. I cannot believe Crystal Palace. They were coming. They just came from a win. How do you screw up? You know what I mean, like that. But whatever, it is what it is. Anyways, let's try to get something going here for Friday. All right, first on the list we have Rayo Vallecano versus Espanyol. And as far as injuries, Rayo Vallecano have 3 injured players and 1 player with a red card. Espanyol with 1 injured player and 1 questionable. The total sitting at 2, and team total overs for Rayo sitting at 1.5, Espanyol at 0.5. Let's see what we can do here for these. Okay, as far as these two teams going at it, 5 most recent games. Let's see, Espanyol won twice in a row, then Rayo won twice in a row, 3 times in a row. So, yeah, the 2 most recent, Espanyol ended up winning. But those 2 recent, one was in last year and the other one was in 2023. So they have not gone head-to-head this year. But I did see the way Espanyol played against Atletico, and they were not bad. I mean, they didn't lose. It was a draw. So it seems like they're okay. As far as Espanyol covering this 0.5, they've done it 5 out of 5. 5 out of their most recent 5 goals, or I apologize, 5 out of their 5 most recent games, they've covered this 0.5. Espanyol sitting almost all the way at the bottom. I think they're like 5th to the bottom. Rayo Vallecano seems like they are the better team. I think Rayo could win this one. Even though their 5 most recent games, they've only gotten 1 win, 2 L's, and 2 draws. See, Rayo ended up winning against Alaves, the most recent game. And then Espanyol ended up tying. But, I mean, yeah, they're 5 most recent games from Espanyol, 1 win, 1 L, and 3 draws. So I guess you can say maybe a tie, but between these 2 teams, out of the 5 most recent games between these 2 teams, there hasn't been a tie. So I guess that's one thing you can 99.9 guarantee there won't be a tie in this one. Rayo are at home and they are the favorites, so I feel like maybe Rayo could win this one. As far as them covering this 1.5, they've been able to cover it 2 out of their most recent games. The other 3 they did not cover, but 2 most recent they were able to cover this 1.5. I think the best outcome for this one would probably have to be Espanyol just to cover this 0.5. They, like I said, they've covered this 5 out of their 5 most recent games, and they covered this 2 out of their most recent games between these two teams. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Espanyol over zero point 0.5. I want to do the total over total because I feel like if Espanyol scored a goal, I feel like Rayo will score another one too. I just don't. And since I didn't, there's no ties. I mean, there haven't been any ties between these two. Then I feel like maybe it won't be a tie. But like I did mention, this year it seems like these two teams like to tie a lot. So it could be, it's just I don't see it. I don't see it. But I'm just gonna have to say Espanyol to win this one, or not to win it, but like to cover this 0.5. It seems like the best outcome for this bet. They have less injured players, so I feel like that can happen. Okay, on to the next one. I have the Bundesliga. Augsburg versus Bayern Munich. I'm gonna say Bayern Munich to win here. They're not at home. They are favorite. And between these two teams going at it, Augsburg have not been able to beat Bayern Munich in their 5 most recent head-to-head. So injuries, Bayern Munich has 400 players, 5 questionable. I think their goalie is still out with a calf injury. I think 2 other forwards are out too. So I don't expect this to be a high-scoring game. But I do feel like Bayern could probably score 2. Harry Kane is playing, just so you guys know. That he should be playing. But we'll probably have to wait till the lineup to see if he ends up playing or not. But he's not questionable and he's not injured, so he should be able to go. Yeah, their 5 most recent games between these two teams. As far as them covering this 2.5, because the team total is sitting at 2.5. As far as them covering it, they've covered this 5 out of 5. So, right, it seems like it could happen, or like it's most guaranteed to happen, right? Their most recent game they did score 3, so I feel like maybe they could go. Maybe it could go a 3-0 situation. Osper sitting at 0.5. As far as them covering this 0.5, they've been able to cover this 3 out of 5. No, 4 out of their 5 most recent games. But going against Bayern, that's a different animal right there. So let's see, the 5 most recent games of them being able to cover this 0.5 between these two teams, they have covered 4 out of 5. Most recent, they did not. I don't know how I feel about this 0.5 just because it's too cringed. I don't know. I feel like maybe they could. They have not taken an L in their 5 most recent games from Augsburg. Just to let you guys know, they got 3 wins and 2 draws. So maybe. Yeah, as far as points, I'm going to have to say over 2.5. I mean, I don't know why it's at 2.5. I feel like even if Bayern scores 2, I feel like Augsburg maybe could score. Since they are 4 out of 5 between these two teams going at it, I feel like maybe they can. Augsburg with 3 injured players and 1 questionable. So that kind of holds it back a bit, and maybe that's the reason why. But I'm going to have to say Bayern just to win this one. And as far as points, I'm going to have to probably do say over team total. No, not team total. Total points over 2.5. I think maybe that's a little bit more on the safe side as far as points. Just in case Bayern makes 2 and then Augsburg decides to make 1 that covers that 2.5. Okay, on to the next game. I have Querétaro versus León. Injuries, Querétaro have none. León have 1 player with a red card. Most recent game from León, or 3 most recent games from León, have not been all that great. They got 3 L's. The 2 games prior to that, then they got 2 wins. But as far as these 2 teams going at it, they've tied once. León have won 3 times. Querétaro only winning once between these 2 teams. Querétaro are at home, but León are favored. And like I said, they haven't been all that great. I don't know if they decide to step it up this time. Querétaro on the same spot. They got 2 wins, 3 L's. Most recent was an L. So I feel like maybe Leon could finally decide to like step it up. I don't think they'll lose four in a row. So give me Leon to win this one, but I'm not surprised if they end up tying on this one. The one thing that I could say is that the five most recent games between these two teams, not one draw. So that's gonna be a high. That's pretty much letting you know that stats up high for no draw on this game. So yeah, give me Leon to win. And as far as the total points in at 2.5, between these two teams going at it, they've been able to cover this 2.5 out of 5 times. So most recent, they were able to cover this. So I'm gonna have to say over 2.5, or Leon to cover this 1.5. Team total sitting at 1.5. I feel like they can do this one. Querétaro's defense, as far as them allowing their opponents to score, they did allow this 1.5, the most recent one. But as far as the five most recent, they've allowed 2 out of 5 games. Oh, that's crazy. I guess their defense is not as bad as I thought they would. But I feel like I feel like Leon could do this, right? They've been able to cover this 2 out of their 5 most recent games. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Leon for a win. And as far as total points, give me over 2.5. Okay, on to the next one. I have Tijuana versus Necaxa. Necaxa is just on a whole different level. They've been winning their 2 most recent games. They got 3 wins, 2 L's. Same thing with Tijuana, or not same thing. They got 2 wins and 3 L's. Most recent, Tijuana were able to beat Monterrey, which is pretty impressive. The 5 most recent games between these two teams, Tijuana have won twice and then 3 draws. So it seems like between these two teams, they like to draw a lot. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Necaxa have not taken a draw. They have not drawn in their. Let me see. I think they've played already. I want to say 14. No, 13 games. In 13 games, they have not drawn once. Are they due for it? Probably. Will they do it? Who knows? Like I said, they apparently these two teams like to tie a lot. But this season, Necaxa are pretty good. So my money is on Necaxa for this one. And as far as the total points sitting at 3, they have been able to cover this only once. So I guess you can say that it won't go over 3 because it only has gone over once out of their 5 most recent games. As far as at 1.5, they're both sitting at 1.5. The 5 most recent games from Tijuana, they have covered this. I want to say, oh no, it says here 3 out of 5. As far as Necaxa covering this 1.5, they've covered this 4 out of 5. So it seems like Necaxa are the better team here. And as far as them covering this, they're pretty good. So they've covered this 4 out of 5. So give me Necaxa over 1.5. And as far as a win, give me Necaxa to win here. Okay, on to the next game. And this is the last game of the video, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let me know what you got. I want to hear what you got. Put it down in the comments. And win or lose, I'll give you a shout out. All right, here we go. It's Puebla versus Tigres. Puebla are at home. Injuries, they both stand with 1 injured player. Tigres are the favorite here, but the most recent game for Tigres, they had not all that great. I think they ended up drawing versus LA Galaxy. So, and then they ended up losing versus America. They got 3 wins in their 5 most recent games. So, will they finally step it up? I really hope so, because Puebla have not been able to win 1 game in their 5 most recent games. So, I feel like if there's a time for Tigres to step it up, this would be the time right here. So, the 5 most recent games between these two teams, Tigres have won 4 out of 5. They only got 1 draw between these two teams. So, Puebla have not been able to beat Tigres in their 5 most recent head-to-head. And if they haven't done that, I don't think they'll be able to do that in this one. Like I said, they have not been great. No wins in their 5 most recent games. So as far as a win here, give me Tigres. The total sitting at 2.5, and they have been able to cover this 4 out of their 5 most recent games, or their head-to-head. Will this go over 2.5? I kind of feel like it won't, just because Tigres, the 2 most recent games from Tigres, they have not even scored. So I don't know how I feel about this going over 2.5. As far as Puebla, their team total sitting at 0.5. They've only been able to cover this 2 out of their 5 most recent games. 2 of their most recent have not scored. So I feel like this is going to be a low scoring game. I feel like if Tigres do win, it'll probably be a 2-0 situation. So I'm going to have to say under 2.5 for this game. So as far as a win, give me Tigres. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope the information I gave you was good enough for you guys to make the right choice. I hope you guys end up winning some money. And most of all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.